Shalom. Call Loyamla, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Forgive me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who still rule and teach well. And peace and blessings and safety to the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity, as commanded by Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The title of this lesson is, I really don't have a title, but I want to go into the topic of the fact that you are what your father is. Okay, there's no such thing as because you have some Israelites out there who believe that if an Israelite man sleeps with a woman that is of another nation, then their children are no longer going to be of royal blood, of pure Israelite blood. Now it's gonna taint the bloodline. It's gonna mess up the bloodline. That's what some of these Israelites teach. Okay, that if you, as an Israelite man, plant your seed in a heathen woman, it's gonna taint your lineage forever. Your children are not gonna be Israelites, and if they are Israelites, they're gonna be illegitimate Israelites. Okay, but this is simply not the case. This is simply not true. Okay, and I want to touch on and I want to deal with the lineage of Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, we can read Matthew, the first chapter. Okay, so this is Numbers, chapter 1, and verse 17. It says, "And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls." This is the book of Numbers, where you had a census taken on the children of Israel, on the men of Israel. Okay, more specifically. It says in Numbers 1 and 18, it says, "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees." Now, what does the word pedigree mean? Let me look at it in the Merriam-Webster. And then we'll go to the Hebrew.
Pedigree.
A register, recording a line of ancestors. So what we're about to read in Matthew 1, that's a pedigree. This is a pedigree. And it always lists men. But there's one occasion here in Matthew 1 where it lists a woman. Or I should say where it mentions a woman. Ruth. Now Ruth is in the she bare children. She's not in the lineage of Yahushua, but she bare children in the lineage for a man that's in the lineage of Yahushua, a man named Boaz, right? Now Ruth was a Moabite. Ruth was a heathen. And Lord willing, I'll prove that. So a pedigree, it says a register recording a line of ancestors, an ancestral line, the origin and the history of something. A distinguished ancestry, not just any ancestry. It says the recorded purity of breed of an individual or strain. Let me go to the etymology. I want to get into this word pedigree. It says from the early 15th century, genealogical table or chart. So your genealogical, the word gene is there. The prefix gene is there. What does the prefix gene mean? Well, GEN goes back to gene. Gene means gene. Okay? Your genes is what your nationality is. That's your DNA. If you have heathen DNA, and the reason why there's no such thing as mixed is because there's no such thing as a mixed spirit. The Heavenly Father, he can't, you're either the spirit of an Israelite, or you're the spirit of the wicked, or you're the spirit of the sons of men, the heathen, the other heathen, because Esau is a heathen, the wicked. Edom is the wicked. You're either going to be the spirit of an Edomite, an Israelite, or another heathen nation. The Lord, you can't mix spirits. So when the Lord sent a spirit down in the form of a baby, it's either gonna be the spirit of an Edomite, an Israelite, or another heathen. This is a genealogical table or chart from Anglo-French pédégrue, a variant of Old English pied de grue. It says ped meaning foot, and the groom meaning crane. It says old manuscripts descent was indicated by forked sign resembling the branching lines of a genealogical chart. So the word literally means descent. Where you descend from. Do you descend from Jacob? Are you descend from Israel? Or do you descend from Moab? Or do you descend from Ammon? That's what the word pedigree means. Now let's look at it in the Hebrew. Yalad.
Strong's H3205. Yalad. Yalad.
Yalad. It says to bear, bring forth, beget, gender, travail. To be born. Beget. Right. It says down here, the G definition, which would apply to this one, it says to declare one's birth pedigree. To declare one's birth pedigree. It says down here, to bear young, casuatively to beget, medically to act as a midwife, specifically, the word specifically means to show lineage. You see, to show lineage. So you bring forth the child, and then the child's lineage is declared. His name is Yaquam, son of Judah or Gad or Levi, son of Israel, son of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It says, so the word pedigree, Yalad, literally means to show lineage, to show ancestry. Now let's look at Yahushai's ancestry, because we would all agree that Yahushai was an Israelite. So the question would be that if a man deals with a woman of another nation, if that lineage is illegitimate, then that would mean that Yahushai's lineage would have to be illegitimate, because there is an ancestor in Yahushai's lineage, Boaz, who dealt with a heathen woman named Ruth. And you may say she's not a heathen. Well, she was a heathen, though. This is Ruth, chapter 1. In verse, I'm going to start at 11. The point is down in verse, I believe it's 14. Let's see. So let me make sure I'm at the right spot. Okay, verse 15. I'm going to start at verse 14. Ruth 1 and 14. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. You can read the whole story. It's a short history. It's about four or five chapters long. I believe it's 4 chapters long. Let me see. Yeah, 4 chapters long. Okay, but I'm going to just jump to verse 14. Ruth chapter 1 and verse 14. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. Verse 15. And she said, behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. You see, unto her gods, meaning the other heathen gods. Verse 16, and Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, What people was Naomi? What type of people was Naomi's people? They were Israelites. They were Israelites. Let me see something real quick. Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. So both Orpah and Ruth was women of Moab. That's why she said that your sister-in-law is going back to her gods, lowercase g. Let me show you again. Ruth was a actual heathen. She was an actual Moabite. Ruth 1 verse 15. And she said, behold, thy sister is going back unto her people, the people of Moab. It says, and unto her gods, lowercase g, plural, because they worship many gods. We worship one power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, return thou after thy sister-in-law. So she's telling her to go back and do the same. Let's read in the NLT. Look, Naomi said to her, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. You should do the same. This is verse 16 in the NLT. But Ruth replied, don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God, capital G, will be my power. So Ruth 1 and 16 in the KJV. And Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go. And where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy power shall be my power. Where thou diest, I will die. And because Ruth loved Naomi. Okay? The Moabite woman, she loved Naomi. She loved the Israelite woman. Because we are the salt of the earth. You know, it says that when we rule, the people will rejoice. We are a righteous people with a beautiful heritage. Okay, and you got to read the whole story too to also know why Ruth cleaved to Naomi. Just read the whole story. Read the whole history. Ruth 1 and 17. It says, where thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. So she's saying, I don't want to go. I want to die here. I don't want to. I want to stay here for the rest of my life. I want to live amongst your people and you know, cleave to your God. And this is not what it's talking, because you got somebody that's going to jump and say Isaiah 14 and 1. The heathen going to cleave. The heathen are not going to, the strangers in Isaiah 14 and 1 that are going to cleave are Israelites. That's why if you go to the Hebrew word, the word is Gar, which goes back to Garshom, the son of Moses, who was named stranger, because he was a stranger in a strange land. That is written. Israelites became strangers in strange lands. Moses was a stranger. Moses came out of a Gentile state of mind. See, Jake don't really see the bigger picture. It says here in Romans 1 and 17, wherefore thou diest, will I die. Where thou diest, Salakia, will I die. Let me read that again, getting excited. Ruth 1 and 17, where thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me. When she saw that she was steadfastly minded to go with her, then she left, speaking unto her. So that verse right there, you know, really shows that Ruth was a heathen. And yet and still, she is mentioned in the lineage, in the men's lineage of Yahweh Shah. St. Matthew 1 and 1. The book of the generations of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Let me get this in a blue letter so I can go to the Greek if I need to. Matthew 1 verse 1. The book of the generations of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Now we know it says the letter J, but we know the letter J wasn't invented until 1524 by a man named Gian Trissino, the father of the letter J. Gian Trissino, the father of the letter J. So his name could not have possibly been Jesus. That's another God. That's another spirit That's an idol. Then it says, reading on, Matthew 1:1, the son of David, the son of Abraham, because in the reincarnation, the regeneration, Yahushua was Solomon. Okay? Yahushua was the son of Abraham, which was Isaac. Why do you think the Lord told him to take him up to a high mountain and sacrifice him? But it wasn't time yet. It wasn't time for Yahushua's spirit, that spirit, to come in his own glory and to be sacrificed, come in his own glory as the son of the Most High Yahweh, and to be sacrificed for the nation of Israel, the sins of the nation of Israel, to give everlasting life to the nation of Israel. It wasn't time yet. It says in verse 2, Abraham begat Isaac. Remember, the word Yalad also goes back to begat, which is the same word that was used for pedigree or lineage or ancestry. It says Matthew 1:2, Abraham begot Isaac, Yashashkar. No, not Yashashkar. Yakatazak, if I'm not mistaken. Yakatazak. Yashashkar, that's Issachar. Yakatazak is Isaac. And Isaac begat Jacob, Yaakov, and Jacob begot Judah, and his brethren. I'm going to breeze through it. And Judas begot Phares, and Zara of Tamar. And Phares begot Ezram, and Ezram begot Aram, and Aram begot Aminadab, and Aminadab begot Naasan, and Naasan begot Salam, and Salam begot Boaz, who is Boaz of Rechab, and Boaz begot Obed of Ruth. Salakia. I had it mixed up. Yeah, no, I got it correct. Ruth got with Boaz, and they begat Obed, and Obed begot Jesse. Yeah. Matter of fact, we can go back to Ruth. Let me type in Boaz. This is Ruth 4 and verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, he went in unto this heathen woman. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai gave her conception, and she bare a son. Let me go to this word conception in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 2032. Herayon. Herayon.
It says Harayawan. Harayawan in the ancient Hebrew. Harayawan. Physical conception, pregnancy, conception. Harayawan. Pregnancy, conception. It said conception. The word is only used 3 times. It's used in Genesis 3:16. And unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. So the word greatly goes back to conception. Also used in Hosea 9 and 11. As for Ephraim, their glory shall fly away like a bird from the birth and from the womb and from the conception. Ooh. So it says back here in Ruth 4 and 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai gave her conception, and she bare a son. And his name was what? Obed. And the woman said unto Naomi, Blessed be Yahweh, which have not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name may be famous in Israel. You see, because Yahweh's name is gonna became famous, and is gonna be even more famous through Yahushua, who through what Ruth did, her urgency and her passion and her like I said, sense of urgency and desire, and desperation almost, that was the Spirit of the Lord was doing that. The Lord works on the minds of men. It said the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Heathen kings. So if the king's hand is in the hand of the Lord, even these regular people, they're in the hand of the Lord. Their mind is in the hand of the Lord. So because of her, what she did, Naomi's Naomi's legacy was able to be continued. I mean, Slaki, I said Naomi. Yahweh Shemel Shai's legacy was able to be continued. Verse 15, and he shall, I'm talking too much, and he shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life and a nourisher of thine old age. For thy daughter-in-law, which loveth thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons, have borne him. And Naomi took the child because Ruth didn't just get with a regular man. She got with a powerful, I don't want to say powerful, but he was a powerful man through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. But she got with a mighty man, okay, of the lineage of Adam, of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So she didn't just get with anybody. That, Ruth got with, like I said, a man that was mentioned in the lineage of Yahweh Shai. So was Obed an illegitimate seed? The answer is no. Obviously not. It says in verse 21, Ruth 4 and 21, and Salam begot Boaz, and Boaz begot Obed, and Obed begot Jesse, and Jesse begot David, which is David the king. Lord, when this is edifying, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakai Kodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of the great millstone, still ruling, teach well. Kwame Asherala. Shalom.